Okay, here it is at last, the Helios Tarot forecast for the month, or Tarot Horoscope drawn specifically for your astrological zodiac sign. I'm B.R. Newman, in case you didn't know that already. Check out my website, IamHelios.com, through the link below, and consider everything that I have to offer there. Consider signing up to receive any number of the personal readings that I offer, or consider signing up to take a course. The choice is yours. There's a lot to explore there. Also consider checking out Annie Botticelli's Storyteller forecasts to see the astrological side of everything you're going to see here. It's fascinating, I promise. So, okay, I guess we'll just jump right into it. And here it is, Leo, your 5-card Helios spread for the month of December. This, as you may know, is a kind of condensed Golden Dawn spread, which typically uses 15 cards. Well, not typically, but always uses 15 cards. Well, in this case, we have 5 to a similar result. We have a central theme, 2-dimensional timeline options to choose from, past section, and a fate section. So in your central theme, or that which most adequately embodies the whole story arc of this tarot spread, is the 3 of Swords. Now, all 3s in tarot are associated with Binah on the Tree of Life's fifth number 3, which is processed wisdom, it's logic, it's deductive reasoning, it's the left hemisphere of the brain. It's the reality and the rationality that brings the potentiality of the right hemisphere into form. So as manifest through air, in this case, this is actually, it's indecision, it's the consequence of indecision, it's not really knowing what to do, jumbling possibilities back and forth, basing decisions a little too much on the mental plane, and perhaps not fully checking into what your heart is telling you, what your body is telling you, what your emotions are telling you. So therefore the emphasis is on the effect of that, the consequence of indecision. Something doesn't happen quite fast enough, and it becomes a relatively problematic situation. Nothing too serious, though. This is still a minor arcana card, and there's much that you can do about it, especially when we consider that one of these dimensional timeline options is a major arcana card, the Magus. This archetype does not worry. This archetype simply wields magic and makes miracles happen before your eyes. This being is not necessarily the source of the magic. The companion card, the Priestess, embodies the source, the wellspring of the magical force, the miraculous essence that allows miracles to occur. The Magus merely wields that force. So there's a kind of faith in that. He trusts in his source. And so we see that happening in a swift and almost entertaining manner. So it could be rather fun. The only prerequisite here is, of course, trust and confidence. Without this trust and this confidence, you are not a true mage. You are merely an illusionist, and you won't actually produce lasting results that way. But let's look at the other dimensional timeline so we can gain some perspective. We have the 10 of discs there. Now, all 10s in tarot are associated with the final culmination of each respective element. In this case, this is the full actualization of the primordial essence of Earth, which is all things relating to the material realm, financial matters, health matters, and so on. So this final culmination, as manifests through Earth in this way, is inner and outer wealth, a kind of infinite resource, but total security. So this is the paradigm upon which one is pressured, maybe, to sacrifice freedom for the sake of security. You have so much that you fear losing it. It sort of defines you. The material wealth, or whatever it might be, gains a kind of consciousness of its own and takes control. And if you were to want to make that happen, the prerequisite would be worry, would be a lack of confidence. So we have the opposite to the Magus, quite appropriately presented here. So we see this simple dichotomy spread out before us here. The Magus is confidently making the miracles happen that you were meant to make happen. You are the natural vessel for this, or the natural channel for this magical source, and you can step into that role, so long as you know you can. So by knowing you can, you can. On the other dimensional timeline, you worry about every little detail, and you add up all the numbers, weigh all the pros and cons, to the point where that little indecision in your central theme becomes a way of life. So the consequence then spreads out, perhaps indefinitely. And you really want to avoid that, so I think the Magus is obviously the appropriate path, the wiser path. So this is actually a matter of getting confident. This central theme here was a little demonstration of what happens if you don't trust yourself. So this is a general read applying to everyone who shares your sun sign, so it's up to you to reflect on your own life situation to figure out what this is speaking to. In some way, this central theme is pointing to something that has gone wrong due to an indecisive kind of hesitation not acting fast enough, not trusting yourself enough, not making the decision that you knew somewhere down in your most true center of your heart, you knew to be the right choice. You didn't make that choice, and something happened. Something went awry, but it's not too late. It's not too severe. So what you have here before you are two ways that you could address this. You could enable it by the left-hand dimensional timeline, and you could, perhaps focus on the mundane, focus on the most rudimentary foundational level, and then neglect the higher realms, and perhaps deny them, and then worry all the while. Or you can simply trust in yourself and go out there and make miracles happen before everyone's eyes. Okay, so this is all inspired by the Knight of Wands in your past section. So this is a personality profile. You may or may not be aware. If you've seen any of my videos before, you probably already know these 16 court cards line up perfectly with the 16 Myers-Briggs personality profiles. And this Knight of Wands is the ENTJ, or the extroverted intuitive thinking judger, someone who's a natural leader, someone visionary, someone who takes charge, who has a low tolerance for incompetency, very commanding, forceful at times, but is confident, knows the right thing to do. So this is making it especially true that there is that aspect of yourself that does know the right thing to do. You know what you have to do. There is no need to be indecisive. So this is really just about remembering that. Rather than discovering, this is something that you already know. You just have to remember it and then act from that place of confidence. This shouldn't be too difficult, hence the rather minor nature of your central theme. And what this is all leading to, something rather promising, suggesting, and not at all in a subtle fashion, that you will be successful. You're very likely to do the right thing, to make the miracles happen, and to remember that there is a reason to be confident. You have everything that you require to make the miracle happen. You're tapped into that source. It's not even you. You don't necessarily have to have entirely solidified a kind of endless confidence in self. You merely need to remember the miraculous nature of the source of you, the source of the miracles you see made manifest in your life every day if you notice them. The Three of Cups is quite appropriately the answer to the Three of Swords, which was the consequence of the indecision. Well, in this case, this is abundance, fertility, celebration. So the supposed consequence here is celebration. But I will also suggest that the celebration may also be the cause. So consider this. To lubricate the whole process, to develop the kind of confidence you require to step fully into the Magus, celebrate. Don't fret and worry along the dimensional timeline of the Ten of Discs. Celebrate the desired outcome having already come to pass. That may be the remedy, or prerequisite. Aligning yourself with the law of attraction in this way may in fact be in itself the process of stepping up as the Magus. And that about wraps this up, so thank you for listening to this. You might want to contact me for a personal reading of some kind. You can gain clarity, certainty, and confidence regarding a big decision, the nature of a personal relationship, family dynamics, general complications or opportunities, and so on. I can help you simplify extremely complex matters into something workable, something you can base otherwise difficult decisions upon, and something you can trust, so you can put your mind at ease and get back to living. And maybe you want to uncover the complexities of your inner circuitry, really getting to know the way you truly operate, so you can pick and choose the kinds of strategies, partners, and environments that help you thrive and feel good and think straight. If any of that sounds good, trust me, you're going to want to check out my website, IamHelios.com, and discover what I can offer you there today. Thanks again.